yesterday I was seasoning the meat or marinating the meat. And today we're just gonna cook that meat that I was making yesterday, and I will also be making some rice, some moro de gondole verde, con coco. So let's do that today, and let's get started. We're gonna start off by putting our pan or our pot on there on the stove. Let's get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome if you're new here. And we're just gonna get started with the cooking. Started. We're gonna start over here and let's start cooking. So today I have the camera here. I'm gonna try to I put it on I put it on my camera holder over there, like the ring light. But I'm just gonna put it there so I can show you guys what I'm making, because usually I have it facing over here. So I'm trying to really just change the setup. Um, so yeah, let's get started. We're gonna wash the pot that we're gonna be making food in. And we're gonna put it right here. My watermelon so big. My watermelon, my banana. And here we have our pot. It's nice and clean inside, so don't get scared by the outside, but we have it clean in here. And let's get started with that. I'm gonna put the fire up on this. And let me see if I can have it facing this way. I'll put it here. You guys can see better. Our pot. Have some water in there. I actually like this setup better because you can actually see the pot. Well, let me see if I can move the camera so that it's facing here, just like that. And you guys can actually see in the pot. Actually, right there. That should do it. So if you're new here, welcome, welcome to the live. We have our pot right here. We're gonna put some rice. We're gonna make some rice. I need to buy new pots. I need to buy like new pretty pink pots. So I'm gonna be making moro de condole verde with coco. And the meat, I already seasoned that yesterday on my live. I hope this thing is good. It was just giving me a hard time yesterday. So I cleaned it off, but it should be fine. We're gonna be using this. And then we're gonna be using this one right here. It kind of bumped over. I don't like using them like that, but can't do anything about it. Let's take all the seasonings out. I'm gonna be using oregano right here. And I also put adobo into it. I know, weird, I put adobo into my rice, but I do that. Garlic powder, cilantro. Um, let's see, what else do I use? I usually use actual garlic, but I don't have any right now. But anyways, let's get started. And I'm gonna be using this olive oil. I use olive oil just to cook. I don't know, I just think it's better. And we're gonna put that here. I hate that I don't have new pans. Like, I wish my pans were, I need to get new ones. I really do. So usually, like, I bought some new ones, but not these. These are old. And we're just gonna spread that around, right? And let's get started. Alrighty. Put that oil here. So now we're gonna start off by putting the guandules verdes in here. Let's open this up. Actually, let me work this. We're gonna open that up and toss it in there. And then we're gonna take this water out. Alright, so we're gonna toss our guandules right in here. Get this out the way. And we're gonna let that cook. Where's my spoon? I need my spoon. Put the spoon right here. We're gonna let that cook in there. And while that cooks, I'm gonna put the red sauce too. I'm trying to read the comments. So I'll read the comments in a few because I don't want to get distracted. I want to do this like in time, you know, like. So I'll toss. You guys can comment and ask questions, and I'll try to answer right in between. So we have the guandules verde here. We're gonna let that cook. We put olive oil. We put the guandules verde, and let's go with this. So I have half of this Goya right here. And we're gonna go ahead and put some of that in here. Half is fine. Half should be fine, as you guys can see. And we're just gonna move it around, right? Move it around. Let that cook on there. The fire is like on medium right now. I know it looks probably, yeah, you guys can't see it. And we're gonna go ahead. What I usually do is, let me peel. I throw in my stuff right now. I'm gonna peel the onions. I'm gonna be using red onions. So we have the red onion right here. I'm gonna put that there. And I'm gonna take a green cubonel pepper. So we're gonna use that. We have the green cubonel pepper right here. I have red peppers too, but I'm not gonna use that for my rice. All right. So let's peel that. And we're gonna cut this up right now. The onions. We have an onion right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe this is blocking it. But while this cooks, we're gonna cut this onion. I'm trying to read the comments from afar, but I'll get to all of them. Somebody's asking if I'm body. No, I'm not. I'm Dominican. Yeah, I'm Dominican. But I get the whole body stuff all the time. I don't know why they always confuse me. People still think that I'm Boricua, but I'm not. I was actually born in the Dominican Republic. Soy dominicana. Alright, so meanwhile we have that there cooking up. We're gonna use half of this onion. Alright, cut that in half. Have the half onion right here. And I'm just gonna chop it up into very small pieces and throw it in my rice. The other half of the onion, I use it for the meat, which I already seasoned the meat yesterday on my other live, so that should be pretty quick. Just have to put it on the pan. We're gonna do it with ribs, which the ribs I did last night. I seasoned them up, so it makes it so much easier right now to just like throw it in there. Alright, so now that we have the onions, you see right here, I chopped them up. We're gonna throw them in here. Throw my onions in there. Move this around, let it cook. Isn't this set so cute? Hello, Summer. I saw it at Family Dollars and I'm like, I have to get it. Alright, so now that we have the onions in there and we're letting that cook up, right? There's something wrong with the fire thing. I was cleaning that stove yesterday and for some reason, I don't know, it has something on there. So we did half an onion. Now we're gonna do this, half pepper right here. And this, I also chop it up into small pieces. Very small pieces. You cut it as you can. Like, I'm not a pro when it comes to cutting these, but I just do what I can. And I find that red onions gives your food better flavor. Like, it really does. Let me know if you guys like this setup better. Like, if you guys like the camera here and actually looking at the food while it cooks. I prefer this because you guys, before I had the camera here and you guys only see me. But at least you guys can see the food and what I'm making now. Alright, I almost got it into like very small pieces. And this is cooking up. It's not burning or anything. So we're good on that. You guys can see what's going on. I love making this type of rice. It just tastes so good. Now that we got it like right about this size, like that, we're going to throw it in here. Alright. So we're going to move this around again. Let it cook. Alright. You guys need to try this type of rice at home. It tastes so good. Alright. Now that we got it right here, it's going to continue cooking. We're going to open this up, the coconut milk, and we're going to put it in there. Where's my opener? Wait 1 second. I think I got it right here. So if you're new here, subscribe. And I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Any comments, thank you. I appreciate it. Any compliments, anything. Like, seriously, I appreciate it all. I'm going to get to you all right now. But, I'm trying to just do this. Get this live on. There it is. So, actually, my ring like my ring camera is working. So we're gonna open this thing up here. And we're gonna throw in the coconut milk now. I have my can opener. I know there's people that open up their cans with a knife, but I can't. I literally use a can opener. Alright. So now that we have the milk here, the coconut milk, we're gonna toss it around. Right? And here I like to put the fire a bit up. I know the fire looks kind of weird there, but I literally use the whole milk stuff, right? And now that we have this there, this is the coconut milk. We're gonna put in some of our seasonings. So with our seasoning, I'm gonna start off with the oregano. Let's put oregano in there. I like to use this side. More of it comes out. See, let me put the fire a bit low. Oregano just gives that rice, that moro, a better taste. Like, I promise you, you want to use oregano. And I know it looks like I'm putting a lot, but it works. Like, it's good. We're going to put garlic powder. Actually, if you use garlic, like actual garlic, and smash it up and put in here, it's even better. I recommend it. So if you have actual garlic, even better. I didn't have it. I was going to get at the supermarket, and I forgot. But I'm using garlic powder. You can use either or. Alright. And we're going to use cilantro. We're going to use cilantro now. And then later on, when I throw the rice in, we're going to use, and it dries up the water, we're going to use cilantro again. I like to put cilantro into my rice. So basically, we're doing like a mix right now. Alright, cilantro. And then I also put, I don't know if some people put adobo into the rice. I do. I think that it gives it even more flavor. I use it. It doesn't make it too salty. Depends how you're doing it. But yeah. And we're just gonna put it like that. That should be enough. Because later on I put a little bit more. And honestly, it does not make it salty. Like, I don't know. I got that idea of using it on my rice. I use it on my rice. What I'm making moro de guandule verde with coco. So it's like rice with green peas and then coconut milk put together. I've done it on my other lives, but I love making this at home. Like, it just tastes so good. So right now that we have this whole mix and the green peas are in there, the guandules are in here with the coconut milk, all of this seasoning is what's going to give your rice the flavor. So it's gonna come out. Alright. So we're going to let that cook a little bit more. After this, I pour in 1 bottle of water, 1.5. I'll see, just by looking at it, I can tell like already because I'm just used to making this. And we're going to go get the rice right now. I usually rinse off the rice. And yeah. Let's see. So I'm not going to need this because I already seasoned my meat. The meat, I'm going to put it on another pan right here. Toss this out. We don't need any of this anymore. So now what I'm going to do is pour in 1 cup of water in here. Because after this water, once it starts boiling, that's where I'm going to put the rice. So we're going to let it boil again. I think that should be enough. If I put rice, I'm only going to need a half of another one. Yeah, I have to put another one. Because the amount of rice that I'm going to put in. So that should be enough. And let's rinse off the rice. rice that I'm going to be using, I don't have much left, but that's enough. Like, this is enough rice for us. I used a different one too that I recently saw at the bodega. Actually, somebody told me about it. The guy that works at the bodega told me about the other brand. He said, like, you're gonna really like the other one compared to this one, and I like the other one more now. But this is all like I could get at the supermarket the other day, so let's go with this one. And we're gonna rinse. I don't know. I'm the type to always rinse my rice, even with water, like just water and rinse it off. And some people measure the rice. I just know by looking at it because I'm used to making it, and I usually use this to like measure it. So like I just know by the look of it if that's gonna be enough water for this rice because I'm just used to it. But if you like to measure rice, that's good for you. Which honestly, I'm gonna be using the rest of this one because that's usually around the amount that I'll make. And I'm gonna rinse that off right now. So that should be a good amount. And we're gonna right now, I like to let the water boil in there just because once you let that water boil, like, I feel like when you put in the rice and all and it cooks, it gives it kind of that color that it has on there. So like it kind of like stains the rice even more. So I just let's just let it boil for now. So we're gonna put another pot here, and that's where I'm gonna put the meat that I seasoned yesterday. If you guys saw my other live yesterday, you will see that yeah, that I seasoned some meat yesterday, some ribs. We're gonna use this pot where I'm gonna put the meat. All right, let's put the other pot right here. You guys can see that, right? Our bigger pot here. I need new pots, prettier ones. But oh well. Let's use what we have for now, right? So I'm gonna put the fire up on that, let that dry up, and let me take out the meat so I can show you guys. So these are the pork ribs. I seasoned them yesterday on my other live. I don't know if you guys are watching or not. And yeah, I have it in here. I like to season the meat overnight just because if you season it overnight, like I feel like it has better flavor for the next day because it's just been sitting and all that seasoning or like being marinated there. So it's in here. And we're gonna put that in here. What I'm gonna do is basically put I'm gonna put the olive oil inside, but I'm waiting until this heats up a bit more. Put the fire on there. So now that it's boiling, as you see, I'm gonna let it boil for like around like 1 or 2 minutes. Then I'm gonna rinse this rice and throw it in, and I'll cover it up. All right, this is like boiling. Let's move this a bit over here. We're gonna put the fire a bit down because it's kind of high. Let that boil. Let's put some olive oil on this. All right, I'm gonna throw in the rice right now. This is where I'm gonna put my meat. Usually this pan needs more because it's just so big. Let's go with the rice. I'm gonna rinse it off. All right. Now that I rinsed off the rice with water, just water, all right, I'm gonna throw that in there. And then we're gonna cover this up. I usually just spread it around like this, right? And now what I do is I cover it up. The cover part for this is right here. So we have our cover right here. I'm gonna put it right over that. Let me put a little bit more olive oil in here. I just feel like this pot is huge, but I like it. Spread that around. And this is where we're gonna put our ribs, which they're already seasoned and all. I was saying, I was telling you. We're gonna cover that up, right? And my pot is older, like I said. I need to get new ones. So I cover this up because this before it had something there to cover it. Now it doesn't. I just need a new one, but we're gonna use tissues to cover that up. And we're just gonna let it boil in there. Put that there. I should do it. All right, let's go on with the ribs now. I know it looks funny, but I have to put this on. I need new pots. Like, the goal is gonna be to get new pots, okay? But we're gonna use what we have. All right, so let's continue. Now that we have our rice here, that it's in the making right now, let's go with the ribs and let's put them here. I did this last night. I seasoned them, and let's take this off. All right. Let's grab this right here. We're gonna put the fire up. The fire needs to be up on this. We have it all in here, right? So what I'm gonna do, I won't have time to show you guys everything, but as you can see, let me put one over here, right? What I like to do is I like to have them cook here, right? And then after I let them cook here, I put them in the oven. So I'm gonna have time to show you guys probably when I flip the rice and then this here. And then later on what I do is I put them in the oven. I only let them cook for a bit up here and then I put them in the oven. I feel like they taste so much better when you put them in the oven, like the way that they cook up. So this is basically just to like let them cook a little bit on stove and then I put them in the oven. Trust me, they taste better there. So we're just gonna let them cook a little bit, and you can see them right here. They're gonna cook a bit, and then we're gonna put them in our oven. I usually leave them here until like I see that they're cooked on both sides, flip them over, and then after I put them in the oven, finish them off. It tastes better like that. This, all I do is I wait until the water dries up, And once the water has dried up, then I'll flip the rice over and I let it stay on low fire, and it should be done later on. I think I'll go back on live to show you guys the food. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn the oven on. The oven is right here. We're gonna turn that on. Actually, I like to wipe it down really quickly. Let me just wipe it down at least once. I'm gonna turn that on. I mean, I wipe this down every day, but and I put it on 350 the oven. So I'm just gonna flip that over. It should be almost like nearly done, like on that side. Flip it over and place it in the oven. Let's look at them. So you see they cooked up on one side a bit, which is what I wanted, right? See, they're like cooking up on this side already, there. And then I'm just gonna do that for a bit, which is almost done, right? And then I'm gonna put it in the oven right after. So basically on one side they're already cooked. The other, well, not obviously cooked, but you know, they're a little bit. All right. Put that here. And we'll finish that up in the oven. I'm gonna put some aluminum foil paper on this. So on this, I'll put aluminum foil paper because I'll be putting the ribs on there and then placing them in the oven. I have aluminum foil paper right here. And the water, I can see through here, the water's still there boiling. So we're gonna give it about like 5 more minutes and then we flip the rice. This is the oil that I spray it down with. So I put aluminum foil paper, I'm gonna spray it down with that. You have us at a different angle today, I see. Yeah, just because I usually have the camera with facing over here and you guys don't get to see like what I'm doing. So I was just trying to like show you guys exactly what I'm doing when I'm cooking. It just, yeah. It makes it easier on me. Gonna put some spray on that. And then now, as you can see, it's already cooked like on both sides somewhat. So I'm gonna let it finish cooking up. Like you see on this side it's like cooked, but then on this side it like needs more. I'm just gonna let it like finish cooking in the oven. And if you guys want to see how I seasoned this yesterday, I have my live. You guys can go see that from yesterday. And now they're going to the oven. Our friends over here. And the oven, I put it on 350, so that should be enough. I put it there like probably like 10 minutes, flip it over, and like between 10, 15, like most 20 minutes, it should be done. So yeah, that was it. Now with the rice, let's see. It's almost time to flip it over. We got about like 2 more minutes. Yeah, I really just wanted you guys to see like a different view of it, because like I'm always trying to explain and all here, but like you guys can see better on this side. The rice is already drying up, so I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes, and then I'll flip it over. And when I do flip it over, I'll put a little bit more cilantro. And yes, I do put adobo into my rice. I don't know if other people do that, but I do it. It works for me. And that's it. So we're gonna get some of this out the way, because I like to cook and clean at the same time. Alright. Like I said, 2 more minutes, and we move it around. So let me know if you guys would rather see this view, like the camera stand pointing to the stove more often. All right, so now that it's drying up, I'm gonna put the fire a little bit more down, and in just a minute or so, I'm gonna flip it over. I need to fix my oven light. Are they doing good so far? All right, let's flip this over now. The rice. Come on. Like I said, I need a new pot. So it's gonna look like this, right? And it's already dried up. I could wait a little bit longer for it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the fire down. All right. And I like to put, now that it's like this, I like to put a little bit more cilantro in there. I already put this in there, but I'm gonna put more. And I'm gonna put it on the back one here with the fire on low. And a little bit. I like to use adobo too. And that does it. That should be enough. It obviously needs to dry up a little bit more, because it's still like wet and stuff, but it'll dry up with low fire now. And then now what we do is I cover it up, and then I let it sit on low fire, and this is gonna finish cooking up. So the good thing is that I can look at the rice and you can see that it actually opened up, that it's not gonna turn out hard, and it's not gonna turn out like all sloppy either, like all like smashed together. So it was a good amount of water for it. So we're gonna put it in the bag here now with low fire, as I said, because I put the other one on. And we're gonna let it sit there until it cooks up. So this will finish up, and then we'll have the ribs. They're on the oven right now. So what I can do is I will come back later and I will show you guys the results of the food, or I'll post a picture, or I think I'm gonna come back on live, even if it's short, so I can put it all together in a video. But thank you for liking the live, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I appreciate all the comments and everything. Both angles are cool, but I like the first angle, but this angle actually shows you cooking over the stove. That's it, but I guess it just depends on what you're going for. I never use Goya seasoning. The section is small here. Most Mexican seasoning. Goya is good for your food. Well, I have to go, but thank you for the support, and I'll see you all later on. Bye. I'll show you guys the results of the food. I won't leave you hanging. So, bye.